Whether you're fly fishing in a stream, getting those ankles wet, or deep in the ocean casting nets, Fish Nerds. Fish Nerds. Fish Nerds. It's a podcast. Just for the halibut. Fry it in a basket or broiled in a pan. Eat it raw like you're inside.
Hello and welcome to the Fish Nerds, a show about fish, fishing, and eating fish. Clay Groves with you, Chief Executive Fish Nerd, Licensed Fishing Guide, your best friend. We are on day 19 of National Podcast Posting Month, where every day this month we are dropping a new podcast into your ear holes. And John King, the crappie hippie, our co-host, has a pet peeve you should know about.
Hey everybody, Crappie Hippie here, your tree-hugging redneck from eastern Kansas. And I have a pet peeve. Actually, I have two pet peeves, and they seem to cancel each other out. I want to find out what you all think of this one. I never can seem to bring the right lures when I go places and do things. I do a fairly good job, but it seems like I'm always hankering, always wanting, always wishing I'd have brought this or that or the other thing. So let me talk about this through an example. The other day, Jeff Donaldson, the Fish Nerds librarian, the flatland fly fisher, and the professor and I went out to a big reservoir. But the professor had been out with another of his buddies in a boat, and they'd spent a large part of the day just pounding the shore, and it had done real well. So his logic was, well, we can go to some of those same places on foot, and if the fish are that close to shore, why can't we just catch them from shore? And I like that logic, and we were going to do a pond hop, but we do that a lot. So something different, something new, some new learning, a new adventure. That sounded great. So we go out to this big reservoir, and I'm trying to travel light, of course. So I have a lot of jigs. I have some slim minnows. I got some square bills. You know, I got all the things because I'm thinking there's white bass, smallmouth bass, and drum on these rocks. And those are I love to catch all of those species, but especially white bass. So I was trying to get myself covered. Well, we get out there, and long story short, I don't catch one white bass all day. On the other hand, Jeff caught 6, 7, 8 whites, and he did it all using spoons. Well, guess what? I didn't bring one spoon with me. I have a nice collection of Al's goldfish. I have plenty of daredevils and a few Dixie Jets left over from the old days. I could have had some spoons. I just didn't think to put them into my kit. I don't know why, but there I was, wishing I had a spoon, and the professor did not have any spoons either. And he proceeded to catch 3, 4, 5 smallies, but he didn't catch any of them on a spoon. And so we both looked rather enviously at Jeff and his spoons. On the other hand, here's the flip side of this. I hate carrying tons and tons of tackle around when I'm fishing from shore. Boat is a whole different story. You're in a vessel. You have a place to put stuff. But when you're hiking along and you've got to carry your water and some other things, some other essentials along with your tackle and your fishing rods and everything else, you've got to economize. And I have dragged gigantic loads of tackle through the woods, up and down the beach, up and down the rocks, up and down the river, all around the pond or lake. I don't do that anymore. It's just crazy to me now. But Jeff did. He brought a pretty fair-sized tackle box, about the size of a small suitcase, but more square. And it had very efficient, you know, these tackle boxes are so efficient these days, had several compartment boxes inside, tons and tons and tons of lures, but all he fished with all day was 4 spoons. He would have used 1 spoon, but he kept losing them. But anyway, up until the point where he lost his last little Clio Fire Tiger spoon, he was just using nothing but spoons, and yet he had all the slim minnows, jerk minnows, square bills, jigs, a lot of the same stuff we had. Actually more, because he had the biggest tackle mess of the 3 of us. I actually had the smallest tackle mess of the 3 of us, but we all had significant tackle messes that were just inside our ability to carry them. But Jeff was just simply carrying the case, which is heck on your arm if you have to do that for any length of time. I was able to get my stuff in a backpack. So there's my pet peeve, folks. I just can't seem to bring the right stuff. I suppose I could bring all the stuff I got, but I just don't do that. I'm not in a boat. And even if I were in a boat, I have an awful lot of stuff. So I guess I'm going to have to just be satisfied with the fact that sometimes I'm just plain going to forget what would be the best choice for that day. And because you got to curate, you know, you got to thin down, you got to editorialize. On the other hand, no, you will not catch me carrying a giant mountain of tackle anywhere to any lake for anything, because I'm a 5-lure challenge guy. I would rather make do with what I got, but I'm telling you, it can still be painful when it's that one small thing and you've got some at home. So both sides of the equation. I never carry the right thing, and sometimes I'm guilty of carrying way too much stuff. I guess the peeve is I just can't seem to find the middle, or I just can't quite seem to get it right. This has been Crappie Hippie, your tree-hugging redneck from eastern Kansas, saying tight lines and Valentines. Peace out.
Yep, Crappie Hippie, same problem, same problem. I agree with you 100% on that one. If you want to win great prizes and participate in National Podcast Posting Month, give us a call, 607-378-FISH, 607-378-FISH. Drop us a voicemail and tell us your pet peeve, and we will use it here on the podcast to enter you to win great prizes from Glasswater Angling and the Fish Nerds. That's it. Fish Nerds out.